I have to thank one other person before I get to Dr. Condessa Curley, and that's Marcy Greenwood. Marcy, I expect, is in the audience, but she was going to be on the stage. And the reason she was going to be on the stage is we had her here as a backup for Dr. Curley in case Dr. Curley did not get here. Not but 24 hours ago, Dr. Curley was in Africa, and she was getting into Los Angeles at 8 o'clock last night if everything went perfectly, and then here this morning, and we just didn't know if she would make it. One of our people tried to get in touch with her through email and telephone and wasn't able to make contact last night, so we felt for sure that something had gone wrong. And we still were feeling that way at 5 minutes to 10, but at 4 minutes to 10, 4 minutes to 10, in she came with her husband, and she is our final speaker, Dr. Condessa Curley. Dr. Curley is a graduate of the UC Davis School of Medicine. She's currently on the staff of the Eisner Pediatric and Family Medical Center in Los Angeles. She is the 2008 California Physician of the Year, as well as the recipient of the School of Medicine's Distinguished Alumni Award. Both awards are recognizing her work to bring much-needed medical care and equipment to impoverished areas of Africa through the nonprofit organization she founded, Project Africa Global. She's widely praised as a visionary leader, a mentor, an educator, as somebody who truly cares. Dr. Curley.
Good morning, Chancellor, esteemed colleagues, honored guests, and attendees of the Centennial Celebration. The question of what really matters is one I entered UC Davis with in 1992. What happened during my medical school tenure here gave me the tools to begin my journey, which has helped me to find that which matters. It was early September in the year 2000 when I met Vumili. She was lying on the side of the road near a rural village in Swaziland, Africa. We stopped our vehicle to inquire how we could help. She could barely speak, but when I greeted her, we made eye contact. Her eyes told a story of a mother's love, a wife's submission, a caring friend, and a trusted confidant. They also told of an incomprehensible depth of sadness as she lay dying alone on the side of the road, as this was her fate for contracting AIDS. I soon began to agonize over how I could help her. What could I do to soothe her pain? As I rummaged through my backpack, I felt absolutely hopeless. I found nothing I could use to assist her. I am a doctor. I am supposed to help the suffering, ease their pain, and offer a course of treatment to cure, or at minimum, palliation. I had no medications to give her. My stethoscope could barely hear her heart sounds because of the fluid that had accumulated in her lungs. I could not offer her a cool, moist towel to moisten her lips, as I had only a bottle of water which was warm from the heat of the hot African sun. As I continued to frantically rummage through my backpack, my hands became still. I thought, how could my medical training fail me now? I then realized that I had forgotten one of the questions I had been asked by my preceptor, Dr. Faith Fitzgerald. What is at the core of the human experience, she would always say. I then realized I had what she needed. It was in my hands. As death approached, I sat with her, moistening her lips with water while bathing a body that was so thin one could count every bone in her body. Her weak voice began to change to soft moans. As she took that final, long, shallow breath, her piercing, beautiful eyes began to change. There was a peace, a thank you that I will never forget as she transitioned to join those who had gone before her. At that point, I realized that my medical school training had not failed me. I had forgotten how therapeutic touch could be for both the patient and me, the provider. Taking care of the sick, underserved, and vulnerable populations, whether here in the United States, Africa, or elsewhere in the world, we as healthcare providers face the same dilemmas and sense of helplessness when faced with life-threatening illnesses and death. We must remember that, in the end, it all comes back to the power of touch, when words and feelings cannot be expressed. When asked why I do what I do, I can only respond by saying, through the many challenges of working with underserved populations in developing countries, I have placed myself in the best classroom in the world. I get to learn from people who never tire of teaching me the depth of kindness and generosity of the human spirit in health and in suffering. This, in turn, continues to renew my commitment to serve with the same energy and excitement of a first-year medical student. I vividly remember my first day of medical school orientation here at Davis. I, at the age of 38, was the oldest medical student in my class. As I thought about what it took to get here, I heard these words: do what you love, and everything else will follow. This piece of advice still rings true today, and this is the reason why I do what I do and what really matters. Thank you.